Yo guys, what is going on? It is Invin here, and today I have some very exciting news to cover. That is the Heart of Madness update reveal, which is going to be the March update here in New World. They have just released this just a few minutes ago through Twitter, and I've clicked through the link and had a little read through this article, and there's some very exciting little teasers coming up in today's video. Now, it's not a full explanation of everything they're including, but they have given us some major things that are going to be included with this content update, because that is what it is going to be, which is amazing, and it looks incredible. This is going to be really exciting. I'm going to go over it in a bit of depth and talk about how that impacts the game and stuff, and this is looking to be a really cool update. Now, before we fully jump into it, if you haven't already done so, please do drop me a subscribe to the channel down below, as it massively helps to support me and my content here on YouTube. Without further ado, let's jump into this one. So the first thing you will see here is, of course, that they said that the March version of the public test realm will be releasing soon. So they wanted to give us a little first look at some of the content that we'll be able to experience in the upcoming PTR before it eventually releases into the New World main game. Now, with this, you can see with the images that I'm scrolling through as well, the first thing here is the Tempest's Heart Myrkgard expedition. This update will conclude the story of Isabella. The main story questline picks up as you pursue Isabella back to Shattered Mountains, leading to an epic final showdown. Enter the Tempest's heart as you venture into the corrupted dimension of reality through the twisted capital city of Myrkgard. Discover the secrets of her past while you dive deeper into her corrupted mind. The Tempest's heart is an endgame expedition for 5 players, recommended for level 60 players with a gear score of 550 or above, so anyone currently at the endgame will be able to clear this with no problem whatsoever. But what will be interesting is to see whether we do get this released or very shortly picked up as a mutated expedition, as of course it's releasing as an endgame one. The current endgame ones are already mutated. We're going to assume it's a similar difficulty, with it being around 550. It's probably the hardest base one, I would imagine. Depends how the mechanics of the boss work, but seems really cool. Now, a couple of things to pick out from that. They said as well, venture into a corrupted dimension of reality. Now, this could just be for the expedition itself. It could be setting the scene for that, but with it being the main story quest, it could be leading the path down where we could see different dimensions and different variations of zones and areas, and of course different worlds and dimensions that we can go into through being still in Eternum, which is really exciting for the future of the game, and just something small that I wanted to pick up on as a potential hint to later content as well, which is amazing. Now, the next thing here is the Blunderbuss. A lot of us had already guessed or figured out that this could be the thing from yesterday's Twitter post about some spoilers. This is really cool. This looks amazing, and a lot of you will be glad to know that it is going to be scaling off strength and intelligence, so it means bruisers, you actually have a little bit of a ranged option now, so that'll be interesting. So this goes ahead and says the Blunderbuss is a ranged weapon that offers high mobility coupled with potent close to mid-range damage. It's the first weapon to scale on strength and intelligence, making it a good companion for bruisers or mage builds. Adventurers will be able to progress through 2 weapon mastery trees, allowing the player to choose between 2 distinct playstyles. The containment tree is all about closing the gap and unloading hot lead into your enemy's face. Conversely, the chaos tree focuses on keeping your distance and bombarding areas with explosive AoE damage. Now, of course, initially you would think maybe containment for bruisers and chaos for mages, but as we well know, lots of these will be probably crossed over and make a really cool combination of the Blunderbuss. Alongside the release of the Blunderbuss weapon itself, we're releasing a new legendary weapon quest series. Upon reaching level 60 and the maximum skill level with the new firearm, players should seek out Wang Tangzi in Ebonscale Reach Settlement to start this epic endeavour. Now, this actually sounds crazy. I'm really excited to get hands-on with the Blunderbuss. Obviously, we'll try this in the PTR first. A lot of people guessed it, you know, from the finger gun thing that we saw in yesterday's Twitter post. For those of you that haven't seen it, I'll pull it up on screen now. And we also saw the Isabella one. I just want to scroll back up to that quickly with the hearts. So maybe the story concludes that she's not a bad guy after all, or she hasn't been, or maybe it's because she's the Tempest and that's just related to that. Who knows? But that is interesting. I'm still not 100% sure on what that one is. But then, of course, we can see down here a little more explanation. It says that we've got new experiences, balance updates, and bug fixes. Alongside the storyline conclusion and the new Blunderbuss weapon, this update will include new encounters in the wild, impactful balance changes across a variety of weapons, and a huge swath of bug fixes. We'll have more information on the PTR release of this update soon, including areas we would love feedback on before releasing the full Heart of Madness update into the main New World servers. Stay tuned for our PTR announcement article with details on how you can get involved. As always, thanks for your support. We'll see you all in Eternum, Blunderbuss in hand. So this is really, really cool. Couple of things to pick up on from this last paragraph that are really important. New encounters in the wild. Could this potentially be some open world stuff coming in? Maybe some open world bosses similar to the Turkulon that you saw. Hopefully with reduced lag, of course, and stuff. But yeah, that would be really cool to see some open world encounters like that. Maybe some events coming to the game. Maybe some random open world encounters as well, which would be amazing. Impactful balance changes across a variety of weapons. So what we can expect to see is some really big changes coming up there. Potentially focusing around the Blunderbuss's release and maybe making bruisers much less mobile because they've now got a ranged weapon, or maybe making more focus on magic damage. Who knows? But there could be a whole variety of things we see there. So of course, when that is released, I will be absolutely sure to cover it here on the channel. And a huge swath of bug fixes again to pair up with the February update. Most of the major ones are dealt with. There's still a few hanging around, which hopefully this will cover up. And they are doing hot fixes and probably weekly patches with, like they usually do as well. So we should see a pretty clean game after next month's update, but this is hugely exciting. And like I said before, they do generally tend to do about a 2.5 to 3 week run of the PTR, which means we do get these notes fairly early on, so we should expect to see those in the next few days, which of course, like I said there, I will be covering here and on the channel as soon as that is updated. But I am extremely excited for this. Those things that have been announced sound amazing. Lots of speculation at what that last paragraph or two could mean there as well, so really, really cool, and I'm really excited to get dug into this. Hopefully we get the PTR release notes soon so that I can get further into it, but yeah, overall, really looking forward to it. Now, before we ended today's video, I did just want to bring up the Twitter post that was posted yesterday. I've mentioned it a few times and showed it on screen during this video, but it is March spoilers without context. And of course, we've got the Isabella, or what we think is the Isabella meme here. We've got the Blunderbuss, which is of course this one down here in the bottom left. But if I just bring up this image a little bigger here, I'm still not 100% sure what this one is. Now, I saw a few videos talking about it. Baggins yesterday said he thinks potentially it could be factionless content, and I would really, really like that. That's something I've been talking about and hoping for a long time. So if that was the case, that'd be cool. It could also be that there is going to be 3v3 arenas. That's ideas people have been bouncing around. So maybe there's 3 players, it can be whichever faction, go together, fight in a 3v3 PvP arena. That would also be cool. Or maybe it's potentially hinting towards future areas where they're factionless. There isn't a faction that can control it. Who knows? I don't actually know fully, so I just wanted to bring this in and almost ask you guys what you think about this one, because it's a very interesting meme. It's the Spider-Man one. For a bit of context for those that don't know, this is kind of like the original meme to give it a bit of context. So it's Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man with the NYPD van in the background, the boxes, etc. And then, of course, going back in, you can see it's the same NYPD with the boxes. It looks like they've done it themselves, but it's the same setup. So it's almost saying you're the same, we're the same, something like that. So it's a very interesting one, and still something which I'm not fully sure of after these sort of spoiler teaser notes. So do let me know your thoughts on that down below in the comments as well, because this is still perplexing me. So I would like to find some cool ideas on what you guys think it could be. And other than that, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. So thank you all for your time. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you again very, very shortly with a brand new upload. Take care, guys, and peace.